What's going on, guys? This is David. I'm here to talk about the Grammy nominations. They just went earlier this week. I want to go through a couple of them. I'm not going to go through every single category because I think that's somewhat excessive. But I will go through particularly the Big Four awards, and I will go through the categories, and I'll go through the R&B categories as well. And I'll do the urban contemporary category while I'm at it. I'll start with the main gigs. The first thing that the record of the year in the general field. The nominees were Redbone by Childish Gambino, Despacito by Louis Fonsi and Danny Yankee featuring Justin Bieber, The Story of OJ featuring Jay-Z, featuring Kendrick Lamar, and 24 Karat Magic by Bruno Mars. On those 5 categories, I know that Despacito is a big hit. I was kind of stunned. I shouldn't say stunned because Childish Gambino had an excellent album, and Redbone was a huge record from that standpoint. I don't think it might not have been as huge. It definitely wasn't as huge as Despacito. And The Story of OJ was a pretty decent hit, but Humble was a smash. 24 Karat Magic was a smash. But with regards to these 5, I think I feel bad for Ed because Ed kind of didn't get much of anything. He didn't get any nominations from the Big Four. His song definitely should have made it to the cut. But out of these 5, I would probably go with Humble. Only because I'm not sure if 24 Karat Magic probably could potentially win it as well. Bruno Mars's album is more R&B, more urban than the norm. Typically, he makes a lot of big pop records, but this 24 Karat Magic as an album was more of an R&B record. So he could potentially not get the nod here. I think I would love Redbone to win it. I don't see the path. And I can't sleep on Despacito because of how big of a song it was. So it could be any of these. The only one I don't think could win this is Story of OJ. I don't envision that happening. But the other 4 are definitely in it. Just for an FYI, Jay-Z had the most nominations with 8. Kendrick Lamar had 7. I pick one out of the 5 right now. What I would like to win would probably be Redbone. What will probably win will probably be Humble. For Album of the Year, Song of the Year next. Song of the Year is basically award, so it's more on the lyrics. Despacito got this nomination. The song 444, he got the nomination. 1-800-273-8255. That's Logic. He got this nomination, and That's What I Like by That's What I Like will get this one. 444 has a shot because of the subject matter of the record, and lyrically it was very sound. But I'm leaning towards That's What I Like. That's What I Like was a really good, great song. And it was well written. It was well done. I liked 1-800-273-8255, but I don't envision them winning it because suicide is a huge problem in our country. But I don't envision Logic getting enough pull to pull this off. I love that song too, though. Did I miss a song? 1, 2, 3. Only 4 songs got nominated. That's interesting. That's the one Issues. I forgot about Issues. It's just hiding under here. Issues by Julia Michaels got the nomination. I'm still leaning towards Mars for that one. Best New Artist, Alicia Cara, Khaled, Lil Uzi Vert. I was kind of stunned that Lil Uzi Vert got a nomination for this one. I think he had a good year. I just didn't envision Lil Uzi getting this type of nomination. But if I had to pick one right now, I think Sakara would probably win it. I would love to see SZA win it, but at least Sakara had a pretty strong year as well. But if SZA wins it, I wouldn't be mad. Julia Michaels could win it. I was kind of shocked with the Lil Uzi Vert nomination. I didn't think that they would put a rap act. And for album of the year, we got Childish Gambino, Awaken My Love, 44, Kendrick Lamar, Damn, Lord, Melodrama, and Bruno Mars, 24 Karat Magic. This is one of the rare occasions where I've actually listened to all 5 of these albums before the nomination came out. Overall, I would love to say that this is probably a situation where it's Kendrick versus Jay-Z, but this could easily sneak in and win this award with the vote split. Bruno Mars released an excellent record. I know like a lot of articles have been talking about that this is the first time that no white male was nominated for album of the year, but the past few years a female artist has won this award. Adele won it. Taylor Swift has won it. So recently, so I'm not sure if it makes a difference. I feel like Ed for his album The Vibe kind of got snubbed here, but I think I probably would have switched Divide with Melodrama. I wasn't a big fan of Melodrama. I like Divide a lot, but I wasn't too impressed with Melodrama. I think if Lord wins this, and it is a strong possibility because of the fact that you have 2 rap albums and you have 2 R&B albums, so you could potentially see the splits happening, and then Lord takes the album of the year nod. I think it's definitely the worst out of the 5 up there in my opinion. I could be wrong about that. Some people might think different. Tell me otherwise in the chat. I have no problem with that. But overall, I think I could see all 5 of these guys. I could see all 5 of these albums winning it. I would just be stunned if Lord does it. But Kendrick's album was a smash, and it had a lot of momentum throughout. Them had a few big hits on it. It had a pretty good production lineup as well. Whereas Jay-Z's album was more minimalistic from the standpoint of they only had one producer. There was one producer that produced the entire album. And it was primarily him and the producer No ID that wrote that entire record. And there weren't any rap features on the album at all, rap guests on the album at all. So overall, if I had to pick between the 2, I would like to see 444 do it, man. I really do. I would love to see 444 do it. But the odds are it'll probably be Damn. But you never know because the Grammys this year is at Madison Square Garden. The first time it's been in New York in about 15 years, so it might be the Jay-Z coming out party. I mean, he got in the Songwriters Hall of Fame recently, so he might start gaining some leverage, and he could potentially take this away from Kendrick. I think the scariest thing that could potentially happen is Lord winning it because everybody was splitting between the 4 albums. Childish Gambino, Awaken My Love was such a brilliant record. It is such a brilliant album. I still play that album to this day. I love that record. Bruno Mars had a great album too. Bro is never out of it. I've discussed it with a couple of my colleagues. I've said in the past that I feel like this new Bruno Mars album was it's an urban record. It is not the typical album you expect from him. Because he has a pop fan base, and he kind of went pure funk and R&B on this record. So he could have potentially lost fans because of this album. So I know some people are saying, well, this Bruno Mars album is a pop record. No, it's more of an R&B record. And he did it to a T. I thought the album was excellent. I love that record. So I'm rooting for 444. I think Damn will get it. I wouldn't be shocked if 24 Karat Magic gets it. I wouldn't be shocked if Childish Gambino with Awaken My Love gets it. Lord could potentially win it because of the split. Because, I mean, that's happened before. Like, if typically when you have 2 rap albums in the album of the year, the vote split. You get 2 on R&B albums, the vote split, you know. And then Melodrama comes in and takes it away from everybody. And then there will be a lot of outrage about it. Because I think it's the worst out of the 5. I think Ed Sheeran should have got the nomination over her. But that's just my opinion on the matter when it comes to that. I thought The Divide was a great record. I'm not going to go into pop. And the other thing that I noticed that was interesting about the Lord album as well, when I was looking through the nominations, was that typically when you get nominations for album of the year, your album typically gets nominated in your genre, whether you consider it pop, whether you consider it alternative. I looked in the pop field. I didn't see anything for Lord. Pop field. So then I said, all right. I mean, she's considered alternative. So then I said, okay, let me check the rock field. And I don't see anything in the rock field. And then I said, all right, do they have alternatives? Because some years they don't do alternative. And so I went down, I looked for alternative. Her in the alternative field as well. So I was kind of stunned. I'll double check again for the sake of my sanity. But I didn't see her in any other fields. So when I looked and I'm like, wow, she didn't get it in her own genre. So which is interesting because she got nominated for Album of the Year. So for alternative, Arcade Fire got nominated, Gorillaz got nominated, LCD Sound System, which will probably win, For American Dream, which was an excellent record, they got nominated. Father John Misty got nominated, and The National got nominated. So I'm like, wow. So Lord didn't even get nominated for alternative. Lord didn't get nominated for rock, pop. So she only got nominated for Album of the Year, which is stunning to me. Even though I felt like Ed should have gotten the nomination. Ed at least got a nomination for Shape of You. And he also got a nomination for Divide in the pop field. Pop took an L with regards to the Grammy nominations this year. I really think typically you always had at least a pop album or 2 that made it. If you want to count Lord as pop, I kind of don't. She's probably more alternative. She was the only one that got a nod. But everybody else did not, which was kind of stunning when you think about it. Because typically you were good for at least one. Like Lady Gaga didn't get the nomination. Pink didn't get a nomination, but Pink didn't have an album out. But I was really stunned that Ed Sheeran did not get a nomination. But I mean, Imagine Dragons didn't get one. Like, it was just stunning that not a pop album really didn't make the field. All right, what's up, Sean? You're saying that I hope Cardi B doesn't win. You might be disappointed, buddy. I want to start with, I could start with the rap side of the fence. Well, we'll do urban real quick. Urban contemporary, that's like a hybrid. Like, they don't know, they can't put it in R&B, they can't put it in rap. So it's like so they put it in between. And it's kind of a little typical traditional R&B. So it's probably more closer to R&B than anything else. So for urban contemporary, it was Free Black by Black, Awaken My Love by Childish Gambino, American Teen by Khaled, Control by SZA, and Starboy by The Weeknd. Another album that could have gotten an Album of the Year nod. I was kind of stunned by that too, was The Weeknd. This is a pretty competitive field. Interesting to see who wins. I'm going with Childish Gambino only because he got nominated for Album of the Year. So typically when somebody gets nominated for Album of the Year, they typically win in their field, which makes it more, which goes back to Lord and why and how she got the Album of the Year nomination. But, you know, it is what it is at this point. But I'm thinking Childish Gambino. I would love to see SZA win this, but I don't envision that happening. But SZA could give Awaken My Love, Run for the More. Control was such a brilliant record as well. This is a pretty competitive list. And I was happy to see Black Nate get the nomination too, and Khaled. I was happy for both of them to get that nomination because Khaled and SZA both got nominated for new artists. So it'll be interesting to see if they battle out. But Childish Gambino might take this one away from him. And poor The Weeknd, man. Like, they won a Grammy last album. So, but now I don't envision Starboy beating out Control and Awaken My Love. I feel like Awaken My Love and Control were better records than Starboy. All right, let's see here. Somebody's already complaining about Cardi B, so maybe I should go with the rap albums. I wanted to rap last, but I can pretty much run through the R&B real quick. So for R&B, we got the best R&B performance. We got "Get You" by Daniel Caesar. Shout out to Daniel Caesar, man. That was a brilliant project. Fruity was a brilliant album. Distraction by Kehlani was nominated. High by Ledesi. That's What I Like by Bruno Mars. The Weeknd by SZA. Bruno Mars is going to win this easily. I don't think there's a. I like The Weeknd. I know there's some women that do not, but I do like The Weeknd. But I think That's What I Like is going to get it. I don't see Ledesi pulling it off. I don't see Daniel Caesar pulling it off. But Daniel Caesar has time. He's a new artist, so he has time. Traditional R&B performance, Laugh and Move On, The Baylor Project, Gambino, What I'm Feeling by Anthony Hamilton featuring the Hamiltones, All the Way by Ledesi, and music. Childish Gambino is going to win this one easily. Redbone was vicious. Redbone's going to win this with ease. R&B song, First Began, PJ Morton, Location, Khaled, Redbone, Childish Gambino, Supermodel, SZA, That's What I Like, Bruno Mars. Now, Best R&B Song is a Songwriters Award, so it goes to the people who wrote the song. So there could be situations where the performer doesn't necessarily get the Grammy for this if they didn't write the song. Most of the time, they do write the song, but some folks have more writers than others. Like Bruno Mars has a slew of writers. If I had to pick, man, it's between Redbone and That's What I Like, man. Supermodel's got a shot too, but I just don't envision SZA getting it. Oh man, that's tough. That's a tough one. I'm gonna go with Redbone, even though That's What I Like was a smash. Pick Redbone for that one. I think Redbone has the potential to pull it off. On here. Now, the album Fruity by Daniel Caesar, which I said was an excellent record. Let Love Rule by Ledesi. 24 Karat Magic by Bruno Mars. Gumbo, PJ Morton. Music Soul Child. I think that's the rap album, so I'm questioning why that's there. But I could be wrong. I think it's R&B project. I think that's the only one I haven't heard from the five that's up here. 24 Karat Magic is going to win this one. Although Fruity and I like that album a lot. I think 24 Karat Magic is going to run away with this one easily. And I'm going to go into the rap field. The rap field was interesting this year. I feel like hip hop was well represented when it came to the big awards. The big four, the general field, I felt like they were well represented. So I was very interested to see how the rap categories panned out. The snubs here a lot because I feel like there were some snubs and some snubs actually did vent their frustration. We'll start with best rap performance. Best rap performance is Bounce Back by Big Sean, Bodak Yellow, Cardi B, 444, Jay-Z, Humble, Kendrick Lamar, and Bad and Bougie, Migos featuring Lil Uzi Vert. So the thing that's interesting about this, I could legit see 4 out of the 5 of these win it. Yellow winning it. I could see 44 winning it. Humble winning it. And I could see Bad and Bougie winning it for multiple reasons. I don't envision Bounce Back having a shot at this. Sorry, Big Sean. You have no shot. You Are Just a Body. I wasn't a big fan of Bounce Back, but I think the other 4 songs had a bigger impact. Bodak Yellow was pretty much the song of summer. I could argue that I think I'd rather have the French Montana song that he did with Sway Lee up here or Bounce Back. I think that had a bigger impact than Bounce Back did. That's just my opinion. Some people might disagree, but I mean, even though we know that, French Montana is the feature on everybody else on his own album. But if you start talking about which song should have been there, I think that would have probably been a better choice than Bounce Back, my opinion. Performance-wise, like I said, these other 4 could get it. Bad and Bougie had a lot of momentum. I think people underestimate how much momentum Bad and Bougie had. I thought it was a good song. I'm going to, if there's any chance for Migos to win a Grammy, this would be the spot. Although Bodak Yellow is up on their tail. I think what's going to end up happening is there's going to be split between Bodak Yellow and Bad and Bougie, and Humble's probably going to end up winning this thing. 444 has the potential to win it only because of the subject matter of the track. I know Jay-Z, initially when he started touring for his record, he didn't perform this song, but the song is so important because he admitted some of the infidelities that he did in his relationship. But I think it probably would fit better for it to get now. I think 444 would have worked better if it was a songwriter's award versus the performance, but it didn't get nominated for the best rap song. It got nominated for best rap performance. So I'm picking Humble. I wouldn't be shocked if Cardi B wins it. I know Sean doesn't want Cardi B to win, but Cardi B has the momentum by her side. And the voting starts, I think, next week, or it's already started this week. So Bodak Yellow is still, it still has a lot of penetration right now. So I wouldn't be shocked if Cardi B walks away with a Grammy. And I believe it's been a while since a female rapper have won a Grammy individually like that. So it would be history, so to speak. And I would give her props. I mean, she hustled. I mean, I know a lot of folks aren't fans of Cardi B like that, but she hustled. She's more willing to work with others and have more unity when it comes to the female side of the fence, when it comes to female rappers and female MCs, whereas others would not do that. So it wouldn't be a bad thing, so to speak. Hurt by it, but it's for rap performance. Bodak Yellow is a good song. I know a lot of people don't like it, but Bodak Yellow is a good song. I think Humble's going to win it, but I wouldn't be shocked if Bodak Yellow pulls it off. Best rap song performance. Problems, Black Ink featuring Brent Faiyaz and Shy Glizzy. Family Feud, Jay-Z featuring Beyonce. Lamar featuring Rihanna. And Love Galore, SZA featuring Travis Scott. I would love to see Love Galore win this award. And it has a good shot, and I'm going to tell you why. Love Galore, I think the vote could potentially be split between Loyalty and Family Feud, which could way for Love Galore to come in and win the award. So there's a lot of potential for Love Galore to win this award, and I wouldn't be stunned if that occurs. And I would be happy for SZA. This is probably her only shot to take a Grammy home, because she's going up against Childish Gambino in the other category for Best Urban Contemporary Album. So this is her only shot to pull it off. So I'm rooting for SZA here. We'll see. But if you want to give me I'm going to pick SZA. Odds are it'll probably be a quick flip between Loyalty and Family Feud. I'll probably pick only because Loyalty had a video, Loyalty had more traction. Family Feud got the nomination because Jay-Z because 444 came out, so it got the votes. But once again, Jay can beat out Kendrick. Like Jay is the elder statesman. So Jay, he just got the Songwriter Hall of Fame. People know Jay-Z, and Kendrick could get the penalty because of what happened when he had his last performance at the Grammys. A lot of people weren't too happy with the performance he did during his Butterfly one. I loved it, but there was a lot of, I'm pretty sure like the Academy the Academy wasn't a fan of it. When they asked the president of the Academy about Kendrick's performance, he didn't have good things to say about it. Well, he didn't have too many positive things to say about it. He pretty much said something to the effect of, I don't stop people from deciding what type of performance they want to do, but it should be good. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. I'm gonna pick Love Lore. I want SZA to get it. I think this will be if there's one that SZA can get, it would be this. Best rap song. It's a Songwriters Award. Bodak Yellow. By the way, just an FYI, Kodak Black is one of the songwriters for this award. So, Chase Me, which is Danger Mouse featuring Run the Jewels and Big Boy from Outkast. Humble, which is Kendrick, which is Rhapsody. The Story of OJ, which is Jay-Z. I love the story of OJ. I thought it was a brilliant song, well written. I was very surprised that Rhapsody got nominated for Best Rap Song. I thought it was awesome for. I thought Layla Wisdom is one of the best albums that I've heard this year. So I was happy for her to get the nomination. It's going to be a tough sledding to get the win, though. Humble, very well written. It was a very well written song. Like, I don't think people give it credit because Kendrick kind of a bit, but that's what MCs do when they're trying to get that top 40 song or that number one song. I mean, that song charted number one on Billboard. Chase Me is a very, very underrated track, and I'd be surprised if they somehow pulled this off. I think in reality, Humble will probably win it. Either Humble or Story or OJ win it. And after I go to Best Rap, I'll talk about like things that you can notice based on who wins what in certain categories. Bodak Yellow, I don't envision Bodak Yellow pulling it off because since it's the Songwriters Award, it was a good written song. Worse that made it to number one on Billboard. But I just don't envision Bodak Yellow winning Best Rap Song. I think if Bodak Yellow's going to win, it's going to be based on the performance, Best Rap Performance. I'd like to see Chase Me win it. I think they have a shot because Big Boy's won a Grammys. Danger Mouse has won plenty of Grammys with his work with the Black Keys. So, I mean, that right there makes it interesting because it could be because the way that the voting works, there's a limit on how many you can vote within the different genres, but everybody has to vote the general field, and then there's a selection of you can pick which ones you want to vote outside of general field, and there's a limit on how many. So like best, so there's a lot of folks that know who Danger Mouse is, so they could potentially just come in and just vote. All right, we're gonna vote for Chase Me, and it was a song on a soundtrack, so it has potential to come in and swipe it because if the split happens between Jay and Kendrick, Chase Me could come in and steal it. Bodak Yellow too, so Chase Me could legit steal it. And I know people are probably thinking, "Oh well, man, when has that happened before?" I was like, "Well, the Roots beat Dr. Dre, Jackson, Eminem in the category because of the split." Dr. Dre thought it was a good idea to put two Eminem songs in the same category, but it was I think it was, if I remember correctly, it was Guilty Conscience. I think it was Guilty Conscience was one of them, and there was I think it was My Name Is was the other one. There was two Eminem songs in the category. Oh no, it was forget about Dre. It was two Aftermath songs in the category. Then there was Busta Rhymes with Janet Jackson, What's It Gonna Be, which was a smash, which was a crazy song at the time. And then you had the Roots with You Got Me with Erykah Badu, and the Roots won. So, because everybody else split the vote, and the Roots came in, swooped in, and took it. That was their first Grammy. So it can happen. Chase Me could do it. They got Grammy Award winning. I'm rooting for Chase Me only because it would be great to see LP get his first Grammy. I would love to see LP get his first Grammy. And it would be awesome if that happens. But Madison Square Garden. But then again, LP's from New York City too, so it could be interesting. But overall, I'm thinking that Humble's going to take it. I'm rooting for Chase Me. I wouldn't be shocked if Story of OJ get it. I don't see Bodak Yellow getting it. I don't see Sassy getting it. And the last category I'm going to go over is Best Rap Album. Best Rap Album. This is probably the best 5 albums I've seen them nominate in a long time. Because typically you always had 2 albums that didn't belong in the category. And sometimes they do a 6th album that makes it even worse, because then you know there's probably 2 or 3 albums that didn't belong in the category. So for Best Rap Album, we got 444 by Jay-Z, Mar, Culture by Migos, Layla's Wisdom by Rhapsody, Flower Boy by Tyler, the Creator. These 5, 4 out of the 5 albums are in my top 20. 3 out of the 5 albums are in my top 5 here, 2017. So 444 is definitely probably Jay-Z's most socially aware, his most personal album. Fidelities, he talks about his mother being a lesbian. He goes through, he talks about wealth and mistakes that he made when trying to obtain the wealth and when he was making the money. So he goes through a barrage of things on this record. It's very personal. I personally feel like it's a top 5 Jay album in his catalog. I think for me it's sitting at 4. It has the potential to climb up to 3, maybe 2. I mean, definitely 3. I think over time it can surpass Black Album. I got Black Album 3rd. I know some folks don't agree with me on that, but I feel like that's one of his best records. It has a shot to win. It definitely has a shot to win Best Rap Album. Damn by Kendrick Lamar. That was an excellent album. That album took the beginning of the year by storm. I think a lot of people pretty much had this as a shoe-in to win Best Rap Album, and then Jay kind of made it a debate. But overall, Damn was a great album. Knife Warner did some production on this album. Alchemist did some production on this album, so I would love to see them win a Grammy. It would be awesome if they take another one home, especially for Alchemist, because he's been doing it well for so long. So it'd be awesome to see him take home a Grammy. Alchemist produced the song Fear, which is probably one of my favorite Kendrick songs of all time. So overall, and Damn had a lot of smash hits. He had a lot, like Element, DNA, Humble. He had a lot of smash hits. And I was kind of stunned that Humble was the only Kendrick song that kind of got these nominations. I was kind of, whereas you got other folks that have a mix of songs that got the nomination, but kind of shocked by the fact that Humble was the only song that was getting the nominations from a song standpoint. Yes, Humble was the #1 song on Billboard for a short period, for a couple of weeks, but I feel like there were other songs that probably could have deserved a nomination. Maybe the record label and Kendrick made a decision that we'll just roll with one song and just try to ride with that one song and see how far we get, because Jay-Z, Story of OJ got nominated, Family Feud got nominated, 444, the song got nominated. So Jay-Z had 3 different songs that was nominated in multiple categories, whereas Kendrick's like, nah, we're gonna roll with Humble. We're gonna see how far Humble gets us, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just interesting. Migos, I actually enjoyed this album, and Migos had a heck of a year. I know people probably wonder, okay, Migos are probably not good they're not really good rappers like that, but their influence is pretty strong, especially in the South. So you got to give credit where credit's due. I enjoy Culture as an album. I mean, that's something I'll throw on, if I wanted to just turn, but it's a good album. I understand why they got nominated. I think they deserve to get nominated. They earned the right to be there. They had a heck of a year. They had a smash hit too. They had a heck of a year. Layla's Wisdom by Rhapsody was the critical acclaim album, in my opinion. Typically, they always put like one album that's critically acclaimed. Doesn't necessarily sell all the records, push all the units like the other albums do, but they get the nod because of the buzz that they earn, how great the record is. I feel like Layla Wisdom is one of the best albums that was released in 2017. It was a well-deserving nomination. The production on it was top-notch. The lyricism was top-notch. Everything that you want in a rap record was there. And it's been a few years since a female rapper got a nomination for Best Rap Album, because there was a time where it was separated when we had more female rappers in the fray, and we had a female rap category and we had a male rap category. But now we don't really have that. So it's tough for females to break through and get that nomination. So I was happy that Rhapsody was able to get it and get the accolades that she well deserved. She's been busting her behind for almost a decade now. And I'm glad that she was able to come in and get this nomination, because this is a brilliant record. One of the best rap albums out here. I listen to that record at least once a week. Flower Boy by Tyler, the Creator. I love this record too. This was a great album by Tyler, the Creator, and I was happy that he got the nomination. This was I went back and listened to it today, matter of fact, and I'm like, man, this album is really good. Because when it first came out, I beat it to death, and that's what I typically do with new albums. I go and I beat it up, and then like I let it sit for a bit and see if I come back to it. And I've come back to 4 out of these 5 albums, some more than others. So I like Flower Boy a lot. I'm happy he got the nomination. I think if who's gonna win, I think this is a Damn versus 444 situation again. I think 444. I would like to see Jay do it. You know what's crazy to think? That Jay-Z has only won Best Rap Album one time in his entire career. He only won it for Volume 2. He didn't win it for Blueprint. He didn't win it for Black Album. He didn't win it for American Gangster. He didn't win it for Magna Carta Holy Grail. It's stunning to think that he's only won one time, and that was Volume 2. So, and it's funny that Kendrick's only won one time as well. So I think the voters are going to give this one to Jay-Z. I wouldn't be shocked if Damn wins it, but I think the voters are going to give this one to Jay-Z. Because Jay-Z has been around for so long. Like, since Jay's the elder statesman, he has a distinct advantage because of that. I think the Academy tends to award people that's been doing it for a longer period of time. So I think with Jay-Z doing it for such a long period of time, I think he's the old guy on the block. He's 47, so he's the old guy on the block. I think they're going to give it to him, saying, like, this guy, he's still doing it. And it's well-deserved. 444, apples and oranges. Some people prefer 444 over Damn. Some people prefer Damn over 444. I know initially when 444 came out, I was still rolling with Damn, but I feel like 444 has aged better than Damn. And it's not to say that Damn is a bad album, because it's not. It's a great. And I enjoy 444 right now more than I enjoy Damn at this point. So I'm going to give the nod to 444. Do I see a scenario where 444 or Damn loses this category? I do not. I don't envision Culture winning it. I think it's good that Culture got the nomination. I don't see Layla's Wisdom doing it. I would be happy for Rhapsody if it happens, but I think this is a huge uphill battle. Them and Migos, Rhapsody and Migos both have a very big uphill battle when it comes to winning this award. Flower Boy, it's interesting. I like Flower Boy a lot, man, but I just don't see them having the track. I don't see Tyler getting the votes needed to win Best Rap Album. The nominations that I wanted to go through today, but I want to talk about some snubs in the rap category. One of the biggest snubs by far, in my opinion, is the fact that Tribe Called Quest didn't get nominated for anything. They closed out the Grammys last year. I felt like, earlier this year, because Grammys was in February of this year. They closed out the Grammys earlier this year. I feel like, man, their album is really good. I enjoyed the last Tribe album. and it's the final album because of the untimely for Fife, that rest in peace to Fife. So I was very stunned that they didn't get the nomination. Sometimes in the best rap album category, they'll nominate 6. And there was a year that they could have done it. This would have been it because there was a lot of good rap albums that came out in that span. Now, I know there's some albums that aren't going to get nominated. I love Odyssey. I think Odyssey is a phenomenal artist. I know that it's tough for an independent act to get the nomination unless you're Chance the Rapper. So I know it was going to be tough for Odyssey to get the nomination for Best Rap Album. You know, I think The Iceberg was a brilliant rap record. I feel like J. Cole, too. I was kind of shocked that I didn't see J. Cole here because even though I didn't like For Your Eyes Only that much, I felt like For Your Eyes Only wasn't not that good. J. Cole was still a juggernaut. And I was kind of shocked to see that J. Cole didn't get a nom. Do I think it's better than any of these 5 albums? Maybe Migos, but then, you know, but it shouldn't. But Migos had such a phenomenal year. It's hard to deny them the nomination for Best Rap Album. It wasn't a bad album, but just compared to the others, just kind of a step down in my opinion. So big. I know people probably felt like Big Sean should have got a nomination. I don't agree with that. I don't think Big Sean deserved to get the nomination compared to these 5 records. Who else came out in this span that probably deserves to get the nomination? But you know, but the big one was Tribe. You can argue Run the Jewels 3, but I think this year they kind of made it up a little bit because they got the nomination for Best Rap Song. Even though Chase Me was not on Run the Jewels 3, the fact that they finally recognized Run the Jewels is a good thing because I think they finally see that, hey, these guys are doing some good stuff and they're gaining some traction, which is good. I feel like Run the Jewels 3 was a strong album. I could have easily seen it. It was in the range. So just for informational purposes, the albums had to either had to be released between October 1st, 2016 and 2017. So that's the window of when the album needed to be released. So if it wasn't released between that time, it doesn't qualify. So that's why J. Cole qualifies, even though it was released late last year. That's why Run the Jewels qualified because it was released late last year. That's why Tribe qualifies because it was released last year. I know some people are asking about Drake. Was that good? I thought, you know, it had a couple songs on it I enjoyed, but Drake made a decision to not even put his album towards the committee to be considered for nomination. But you couldn't really argue, like Drake still had a couple hits on that record. So you couldn't really argue that of putting the Drake album on this list. I was more bothered by the fact that Tribe got snubbed and the fact that they've put 6 albums on this on Best Rap Album on numerous occasions, and it didn't even warrant to have 6 albums on it. So I was kind of stunned that this was the perfect opportunity to do it. They did not do it. So the 5 artists that got the nomination definitely deserves to get the nomination. I just feel like they could have done better with some of the acts. For Best Rap Song, Sassy getting nominated was interesting. It was a good written song. It was a well-written song. I'm not denying that. But when you think about some of the songs that probably could have gotten there, I mean, I'm pretty sure we could have thought of others. But I'm a huge Rhapsody fan, so I'm not going to be too angry if Rhapsody gets a nomination because I know how hard it is to get a nomination. Track performance one was interesting too. I don't know if Bounce Back warranted a nomination. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have it. I'm trying to think, did the Lil Uzi Vert song come out? The XO Tour Life. I think that came out during the yeah, it had to. If the guy got nominated for Best New Artist, I'm pretty sure they had a song that came out between then. X Tour Life could have been that song. I could argue I'd rather have that song get the nomination over Big Sean, but maybe they might put it in a situation where it might qualify for next year. Because I know in the past they did that. Drake Hotline, they got the last year versus the year before. But you know, I think Tribe was the biggest snub in my eyes. I know Tribe didn't really have a big song like that, but you can argue that Rhapsody might not have either, right? So you can say that you can't say, oh well, you know, Tribe didn't really have any hits when the album came out. The album debuted #1 on Billboard, so you can argue, all right, you know, maybe because Tyler the Creator didn't debut #1, then maybe you can argue, say, oh well, they probably should have put the Tribe album on. The Q-Tip was not happy. But I think Q-Tip was politicking, and he probably felt like they probably should have given him a nomination because of all the politicking that he did. So I know he was frustrated. I mean, he did have Elton John on the record, so the album was brilliant. I mean, I think We Got It From Here, Thank You for a Service was a better exit than the Love Movement. That's just my opinion. I know folks probably love the Love Movement like that. I think the exit that occurred I think the last album was a better record than the Love Movement. But overall, I'm happy with the nominations. Like I said, the best rap album nominations was definitely the strongest I've seen in a very long time, ever. Because typically you always had two records that weren't hitting where they need to hit. So overall, I think the nominations are good. I think the new process worked. I know people were talking about the general feel for album of the year, and they're saying, "Oh well, no, it got nominated." But it's funny because like the last few years, a female artist won album of the year. So in the grand scheme of things, I mean, I think the last time a white male won it, I think was Beck, when Beck beat out Beyonce, and people were outraged about that. But overall, I think the Grammys did a good job. I know they changed up the committees of how they were handling certain genres, particularly rap and R&B. So I think the changes worked. I know everybody's not going to be happy, but I think when it comes to the songs that they picked, I think pretty much most of the artists that got nominated were well-deserved. But I think it's always going to be about getting involved with regards to that too. Because if you're not involved, then it's a moot point. That's all I have. For those who was in the chat, appreciate you guys being there. If you have any, you can follow me on Twitter at champd1012. You can always hit up the chat. I'm gonna try to put some more concert footage up soon. I went to Jay-Z last weekend, which was a phenomenal show tour. I'm hoping to get some footage for Rhapsody when I see her next week. I have other things too that I'm going to try to post. YouTube has been kind of rough when it comes to this stuff, so we'll see how it goes. Give me some thoughts on the discussion. Who do you think should win album of the year? Who do you think got snubbed? Who do you think should win best rap album, best R&B album, best urban contemporary album? Just let me know in the chat. I'll be active. I'll respond, or hit me up on Twitter at champd1012. All right. And I'll see you guys another time.